for this. Yeah, wait, as you know, I always post the meeting afterwards. Guys that couldn't come in, and but at any rate, now listen, good for him that he can go and do what he wants and so forth.
Well, here's four real old timers from Teak.
Yep, that's right. Four of the original.
I want to see if I can got it.
Or Bob.
Okay.
Bob Burrell, how are you doing?
Well, I'm all right this evening. How about you guys?
We're good. At least me.
I wasn't able to make last month's meeting. Did you have many people?
What do we have? About 8 or something that way? Started out with about 6, and I think then a couple of more came in, and then Dave Brock left early, and somebody else. I think that there's a guy named Sam Blades.
How you doing?
I think he cut out early. How are you, Sam?
Happy February, guys.
Yeah.
You too.
Hi, Bob. How are you?
What are you wearing?
Good, Sam.
Last time I talked to you, you were was that last fall? You're having an operation, or last spring? Alex, was last spring. You were going to have an operation to your knee or something?
Oh, I had an elbow in January, shoulder in April.
I was close.
Then a shoulder.
Oh wow!
And now I'm going to a chiropractor to straighten out my neck and back.
I think it's called the process of age. It's called the process of aging, huh?
I'm just trying to get to the first tee by April.
That's very important.
Yeah,
It's getting old.
Beats the alternative.
You betcha.
Yes, it does.
Yeah, I was lamenting the fact that Mike Bollinger's in Indonesia whitewater rafting. That's why he's not here tonight. I can't understand that.
Well, that's hardly an excuse.
Whitewater rafting in Indonesia instead of sitting in on this.
Was Sav there? Or was he still talking to the prom queen?
I haven't heard from Sam, so he probably is. He probably is. I know Val Jansetti, begged off, and so did Andy Ableys. But we'll see what else comes in.
I did not recognize Val last meeting we had.
Well, maybe he was insulted, and that's why he's not coming in.
God, I hope not. Jeez.
No, he's got connections to the new governor that was elected, and I'm sure he's, busy doing stuff for that.
He's the Western Nebraska representative, I think, for the governor. Yeah.
Yeah.
Which the title sounds really good.
Yeah. 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 So what's going on with somebody? Anything exciting?
Well, I tried to bring something to the table tonight. Are you interested in 40 Anderson's history?
Sure.
He was the basketball coach.
Sure.
Yeah.
All right. Well, he was born in Gary, Indiana, went to Ralph Emerson High School, won the section state title there, went to Stanford, graduated in 46. He was what was known as the Pac-10 today, or Pacific, I don't know, it's all Pacific Coast then, but he was all Pacific Coast in 40 and 41. Then he went to the war. He was coach at Drake from 46 to 48. Then Bradley University, 48 to 54. Amazing. He got Bradley to the NCAA finals in 50 and 54. And in 54, then he went to Michigan State, got them to the Final Four in, I know he got, I think it was 59, but he won the Big Ten championship in 57, 59. Then he got fired in 65, and that allowed him to join us with the rest.
In Michigan State and Hiram Scott.
No, but he had some. Those were really good basketball teams he brought. You know, they had they had winning seasons every year, I think.
Yeah. But I'll tell you a little story about one of the players, Richie Barbario. You remember?
Oh
that?
yeah.
And he was a really good basketball player. Not much of a human being, but a good basketball player. When he was leaving Hiram Scott, Bill Loeb was the head resident of the East Dorm, and I was South. And he called me and he said, Morris, come over. I need some help with clearing out Richie Barbario's room. And because he had just walked off and left it. Went over to see Bill, opened the door, and it was probably knee high in garbage.
God.
And as we started taking bags and just shoveling stuff into the things, some of it moved.
Oh my.
He had about a 3 or 4 foot iguana that he just left in the room.
I don't remember him.
Yeah.
I remember,
I don't
He was a
remember.
really good basketball player, but
He was
I
like a year,
remember Rich,
yeah. What was the other star's name? Richie somebody.
Richie
Remember
Moore.
Richie Moore.
Richie
He was
Moore.
like a year behind Richie Moore, I think.
yeah.
Well, Richie was he'd gone to Villanova, which is
Right.
No,
a good
no,
basketball.
he came from Villanova.
Yeah, right.
He got thrown out of Villanova, like many of us.
Didn't we all?
That happened.
We all-
I think that was a required credential the first year.
Well, that's why I mentioned 40 Anderson. He joined us. He was part of the group. Richie
Well,
Moore
that's a
went
long
on.
fall from grace.
Richie Moore was drafted by a San Diego team and then was with Denver, I think, maybe a year.
Uh-huh.
And that was the end of his career. And so then when 40 comes to, he's at Hiram Scott, 65 to 70. The school didn't close till 72. So did we have a basketball team in 71 and 72? I was gone.
No, I was gone.
Don't know.
Yeah, I got out in 68.
Yeah, that's what
Don't
I
know.
got.
Hello, John.
Hey, how you doing?
We're all right.
Good.
Oh, John, there you are.
Yeah, I left too, Bob, so I don't know if they had a basketball team or not.
There's
Yeah.
John Archer.
Yes, sir.
How are you?
I'm good. I just got home. I was helping a buddy with his garage, put a few things up. So I'm sorry, a little late, but he needed the help.
Well, we
Yeah,
got
at least no.
Come on out.
All right. I'm there.
Yeah. We're going to put a lift in our garage so that
Oh.
the attic over the garage, instead of carrying stuff as we get older, carrying stuff up and down stairs, we can just drop it down to the floor of the garage, put the boxes on it, send it up, and then go up the stairs and move them.
Morris, you know, the more room you have, the more crap you collect. You know that.
Well, half of the crap up there is my daughter's.
I thought you were moving,
Pardon?
Morris. I thought you were moving.
No, we're not moving.
No?
No, we helped my daughter move and did a lot of stuff. And the daughter from Texas, Stacy, the one that was in the Army, she
Right.
came and took home her cuckoo clock that we had for about 12 to 15 years. And
Were you using it or storing it?
storing it. When she was deployed to Afghanistan, she had a leave and she went skiing in Switzerland and she bought this cuckoo clock that was huge, and it was in a box. She sent it home and it sat in storage in our storage unit for like 12 years at least.
Jeez.
Of course, I made her pay $100 a month towards the storage.
No, you
I
didn't.
bet.
You did
Told her, I
not.
said, we could go buy a new one for less than that. But she
Hey,
sent me a picture the other
Morris.
day. She got it up on her wall finally.
My buddy's got a lift in his garage for that exact same person because he's got a reason. He's got the stairs that go up,
Yeah.
but he's got a lift. But if you're going to put one in, when it gets to the top, there's a lip that you'll have to lean over. You have to lean over that lip to get it. So try and analyze how you could get the lift to come up to a level where you don't have to lean over that part.
Yeah, the one we're putting in, I've already picked it out on the internet.
Mhm.
And it'll carry about 2,000 or about 200 pounds. And it goes flush with the floor when it is all the way up, and it's also flush with the ceiling. So
Oh,
they've got it
perfect.
set so
Yeah.
that it's the same length of the joists, to be even with both of them.
Yeah, perfect.
Yeah. So now all
A
we
big
got to
hide-
find somebody to put it in.
A big hi to Bob Stebbins there, Park Ridge boy.
Hey, Park Ridge boy, how are you, John?
Hey, Bob,
I'm
how you
good.
doing?
It's good to see you.
Yeah, good to see you too. Nice to see you on
Thank you.
Facebook, back on Facebook.
Yeah, I don't do too much on there, but every once in a while I'll make a comment.
I see a comment every once in a while from you.
Yeah. How you
I
doing,
think-
Sam?
I'm doing good, thank you. How about you?
Good.
How
Good.
about everything? Everything good in Idaho?
Everything's good in Idaho. It's crazy good.
Well, it's about to
Yeah,
freeze.
any
We're all
snow
about
there,
to freeze to
John?
death here, so.
What's that, Bob?
You must
Yeah,
have a
but
heated
there-
garage.
Yeah. It's got air and heat in the garage. Yeah. I'm in here trying to give Eileen a break.
Okay.
I should have thought of that 40 years ago.
She should have thought of that 40 years ago. So do you have
Well,
snow
Gary
out
and I
there,
are
John?
getting your weather.
We do have
I
snow,
think
but
the next couple of days.
say what, Morris?
I said, Gary Jones and I are getting your weather that you sent back east. in the
I'm
next-
getting it.
Yeah, you guys are getting an Arctic blast.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, but it only lasts 2 days, so.
My daughter, the one in Texas, the Army daughter, just sent me a picture of her horse. And it's got icicles hanging down in front of its face.
Oh, yeah.
And even though it's indoors,
Mhm.
but she went back to school after she retired from the Army to become a vet tech because she's been working in a veterinarian clinic and she wanted to work in the operating room. So she
Oh,
went back
nice.
to college and she sent me a note the other day and says, hey, guess what? We have a snow day.
We haven't had a drop.
No, we haven't either. We haven't
Last-
either.
Well, last night we got a dusting where
Yeah.
the cars were all covered, but the streets and all are just normal. And that's the first snow we've had so far this year.
Yeah.
And
so
actually, after this cold spell, it's gonna go back to warm
Yeah, it's
weather
gonna be in
again.
the 50s.
Yeah, yeah.
Wow.
Saturday or Sunday, Monday,
Sorry,
it's gonna be in
Sunday,
the
yeah,
mid-50s.
yeah.
yeah.
Crazy, crazy winter.
Yeah, we haven't
Penny
had
there.
any snow here either. It's bad for the ice melt business.
Yeah.
Penny and I are going on our winter vacation next week. We're going to Buffalo. I'm gonna drive across Canada and I'm sure it'll snow and the winds will be blowing at 50 miles an hour. Who the hell goes to Buffalo in the winter?
In the middle of winter. Winter starts
Yeah.
there, Thanksgiving.
That's because my wife's from Buffalo.
You have plans to stay there a couple of extra weeks when you get snowed in?
Yeah. No, then she has the crazy idea that coming back, we have to swing down to Akron to take her granddaughter to lunch.
Uh-huh.
Wow.
That's a couple hours out of my way. It also happens to be Super Bowl Sunday.
Oh, boy. Boy.
Ah.
And she wonders why she's hard to live with.
Who's in charge in your house?
Now, Bob, you have to be flexible.
Yeah. That's why my back is hurting now, Sam. I've been so damn flexible. Yeah.
John, where do you get all these anecdotes that you keep posting on Facebook?
Yeah.
I love them.
Honestly, I guess it
I
comes
love
from
them,
my,
but I just
my
wonder where you
Pittsburgh
get them from.
friends. my
Pardon me?
Pittsburgh friends. They post them
Okay.
and I repost them.
They're always
Oh, I
good,
thought-
always good. I enjoy
Well,
reading
thank
them. And I actually passed a couple along. I hope you don't mind. I just
Oh
sent
no,
off
that's
somebody else.
that's supposed to be an honor.
Oh, okay.
I
I
pass
pass
them
them on, and everybody seems to like it when I pass them on. So
And Bob Evans, I love your jokes. So
Yeah.
John,
Hey,
I thought you
John,
were
I
so
said,
clever.
if you don't
Those are
like
you.
this, please contact John Sokola.
No, I'm not that clever to get up all those things. I'm just too dull.
Well, at least you're
But
smart enough to pass them on.
Yeah,
Yeah.
John, I have noticed that a significant portion of them deal with food.
Yeah,
Yeah.
well,
A lot of them.
Hey, Bob, do you remember?
food's the
this
only
one?
thing I can still do well.
Yeah.
You
See what
remember
Gary's
that?
got there?
Sports Illustrated?
Packers are the champs, yeah.
Yeah.
That's the one with 40 coming out of the cornfield.
Yep.
Oh, I remember
What is
that.
it? What is that?
This
The
is
49ers
Sports
are coming out
Illustrated.
of the cornfield.
This is January 10th, 1966. 35 cents.
Hold that up again.
And that's 40.
A little
they-
higher.
Higher.
Build it and they will come.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then,
Does anybody remember the first year when on St. Patty's Day, somebody painted a green line all the way down Main Street to
yeah,
the administration building and then inside and up to the president's office?
No.
Yeah.
here's Richie Moore where my finger is.
Yeah.
Uh-huh. I was looking up because I thought the first time I ever remember seeing a possession arrow was at Hiram Scott. And so I went and I looked that up, and they claim that it was 2000, was like 2008 or something, like the possession arrow came into the NCAA. I remember us having a possession arrow there, and we had 3 referees. Most of them didn't have 3 referees then, but
Well, Hiram Scott probably made up its own rules.
probably did.
Where did we
You're
play our
not cheating, you're not trying.
Where did we play our games? At the high school? Was it the high school, Jim? Where we played our games?
Yeah,
Good question.
Okay.
maybe it was Scotts Bluff Junior College.
Might have been. I didn't know that. I didn't know if they had a gym or not, but
Did the Armory have a gym?
might have been the arm, right? Right. Yeah. Okay.
No, it wasn't at the Armory.
No,
There weren't any seats.
Okay.
Gearing had a big gym that a lot of teams played in, so it might have been in
All
Gearing.
right, here's the answer to your question. Using borrowed gym of near Gearing High School
Yeah.
until it had its own.
Yeah. Now, the reason I know that is because after I got out of active duty on the Army, I went back to finish my last semester, or actually while I was waiting to go. I was still in Scotts Bluff and I needed a job to pay my rent. And I got hired as a sports writer by the Star Herald.
Huh.
And I was probably the worst sports writer they ever had. But a couple of times I got assigned to cover games out at the gym in Gearing. And finally one day I went to the guy's name was Bill. I don't remember his last name. Really nice guy, the head of the sports area. And I said, I don't think I'm very good at this, and so I'm gonna quit. And he thanked me.
He's got to fire you, huh?
Well, so
Well, I didn't finish my 40 Anderson history here.
Okay,
So after Hiram Scott, he becomes the 70-71 Peru national team coach. And then I don't know what happens to him for 9 years, but then he becomes a very successful scout for the Boston Celtics in the 80s and 90s.
Wow.
Yeah, he said he was really a good scout for them. And he died. Well, his record was 299 wins and 203 losses. I don't really remember what his record was at Hiram Scott. They didn't show that. He died October of '99, so he was 80 years old.
Hmm.
But he had quite a basketball life.
Yeah, I imagine Hiram Scott probably threw a lot of money at him, to get him out there.
Yeah,
I
get
think
a
I
name.
remember him. The reason he was fired was he had a drinking problem, I think. No, I don't think they threw a lot of money at him because they didn't
No?
have a lot of money to throw.
Yeah. Huh.
But he was that's quite a basketball career.
Well,
Yeah.
he put together some good teams out there in Hiram Scott, that's for sure.
Yeah. There was one guy from Indiana who was married, and I swear to God, he was at least 25.
And his brother,
Yeah,
he had a younger brother that played too.
I don't remember his name. He was a good player, but he was a lot older than most guys he was playing against. Which brings me to Paul Hazel again. Anybody?
Whatever happened to Paul?
Yeah.
He's probably still in college somewhere.
I think his last major was cruise ship manager or something. It was something weird.
You never know.
I think Paul was almost 30 when he was there.
Yeah. I think you're right, Bob.
Where was he from originally?
Massachusetts, I think.
And
Yeah,
first
yeah.
Mass.
Anders?
Yeah, he had an accent.
Yeah.
Yeah, I believe he was from Massachusetts.
Yeah. He had his priorities right. And we can grab a case of beer and go to the house and sit in the corner and polish the floor and drink a case of beer.
And he was the one guy to get beer for us, so
Yeah.
he was legal.
Yeah.
He was our Bluto.
Yeah, you're right.
Oh, good one.
John, I may have asked you this before, and maybe I forgot. How did you end up in Idaho?
Oh, we sold the house in Southern California. We bought a trailer and in April sold the house in June. We'd never had any RV experience.
Okay.
And just decided we'd go look for a house, and we didn't care how long it took. So we just pulled it behind the truck and went into Arizona and looked around, and then went into Nevada and looked around, and then came up to Idaho. And we were getting ready to go back to Arizona, but this house that I'm in fell out of escrow the day before we were going to leave. And the realtor says, "You want to see this house?" I said, "Okay." And it's got a little beach. It's got a little lake. It's, 24 houses around it. And got a little RV garage where I can park it inside, and I said, "This is it." So just happened.
Cool.
Yeah.
You have an interesting wife, John, that would do that. Is she
Yes.
a gypsy?
No,
gypsy?
she's a hooker. Yeah.
It's a good thing you're by yourself.
Yeah. No, she was all in. Check this out. We got I don't know if you can see it. I'm relegated here.
That's a big garage.
It's huge. This is the truck. You probably can't see it all that we pulled it with. And then there's the RV.
Okay.
So that's 50 feet deep.
Wow.
And then I got a 2-car garage that I get to have by myself with
What
one
a
car
lucky
in
guy.
it.
That's your
It's a
man
good
cave.
setup.
Very
Having the RV protected in this weather is just awesome,
I can
inside of the
imagine. Yeah.
Do you still use it?
Oh yeah, we went on 4 trips last year. We're gonna do Alcan, the Alaska Canadian Highway, 2,500 miles from here, one way. And so far there's 4 neighbors that want to do it. And I didn't know anything about camping, so we named the trailer Jack because we didn't know jack shit about it. and now we call it Jackson because we get it. So he's Jackson now. And all the things I didn't know, all these neighbors that are veterans, oh no, do this, now I kind of get it after a couple of years of doing it, 2.5 years of doing it. So
How big is it, John?
it's
How
28
long?
foot, 28 foot. It's not big. They all have huge ones, fifth wheels. One guy's got a 40-foot Dutch Star Binford $9,000 million thing, but I'm in the right lane with this.
How's the highway up there? When I lived out in Idaho, a friend of mine had driven up and he had a lot of problems because a lot of it, he went the wrong time of year and it was muddy and he got stuck, 18 times. And I imagine it's all probably paved by now.
Yeah, they've really done a nice job and they are expanding because a lot of people are coming to Idaho as well as Texas and Florida and Tennessee and so forth. So it's
I
getting a
can't
little
imagine
overrun.
why.
Huh?
I said, I can't imagine why.
Yeah. The freedom up here, the attitude, the everything is just, it's like going back in time for manners and for way of life. Very
You got
nice.
a lot open next to you?
No, but we got a guest room. Come on down. Come on over.
Now we
Do
know
they
when
have
we can
a-
have the reunion.
There you go.
Do you have a state income tax?
We have a state income tax of 6%. And I left California. I think they're now up to 14%.
Yeah, right.
And they don't tax
That's
Social
fine.
Security. They don't tax my wife's pension from teaching, from being a nurse. So
Wow.
that part's good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
John,
Well,
you-
they tax everything in Connecticut, so.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
New Jersey doesn't tax anything.
Everybody done it.
Oh, boy.
That's all right. In New Jersey, it's crazy because they have the thing, where you can't deduct anything over $10,000. And they're estimating that, a third of the population that hurts. So they're trying to repeal that law and get it out so they can, do it because taxes are so high. But where we're living now, we moved down here 20 years ago. About 4 years ago, we were paying the tax we were paying up north, 15 years ago. The taxes between North Jersey and South Jersey are crazy.
Oh, I didn't know there was a difference.
Yeah.
Property
In
values
North Brunswick, we were
Property
paying, I think, 10,200, 2,500 square foot house. And we moved down here. And this year I paid 10,500 and we got a 3,800 square foot house. And I mean, it's just a lot cheaper in Southern Jersey. Gary, you probably don't pay any taxes.
You're correct. Now, most of the pensions that I have are besides the annuities and different stuff I have invested, military pension and Social Security are not taxed in the state of New Jersey. And so that's 90% of the income.
Yeah.
And so, and plus, I'm on what they call a senior freeze because of my age, where say my taxes are $6,000 this year. And next year they go to 6,500. Well, I pay 6,500 and the state sends me $500 back.
All
So
right.
my taxes will never go up. And I'm paying about 6,200 a year for property taxes.
Yeah.
Yeah. But property taxes in Jersey generally are extremely high, probably one of the highest.
Yeah. The
in the
further
nation.
north you go, the worse they are.
Yeah, well, yeah, I agree to that, but also the price of homes are so much higher up there.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
North New Jersey is New York, so, you're paying New York City stuff there. So.
It's amazing how many New York tags I see on cars down here. A lot of people are coming down like Sam Blades and having houses in here and then commuting up to New York.
Yeah.
For
Sam, do you know what the second largest town in New Jersey is?
I'm sorry, the second largest town in what? In
New Jersey.
Second largest.
Vineland?
No, I don't.
Tom's
Brunswick.
River.
What's that?
Tom's River
Is the second largest town?
is the second largest town. It's well over 100,000 now.
Wow. Wow. Did not know that.
Yeah.
Is that in the
Not-
south of Jersey?
Yeah.
I'm living in Cherry Hill, and it's about 7 miles from Philadelphia. And we have about 70,000 people. We have 2 high schools, like 3 middle schools, 20 grammar schools. You know, it's crazy, but yeah, we have a lot of
So
people.
everybody's professional football team in your area is probably the Eagles, right?
Yeah.
Philadelphia.
Yeah.
Okay.
Takes
So must be
me
a lot of
probably-
excitement.
It takes me about 15 minutes to get over to see a baseball game, football game,
Okay.
basketball game, hockey, anywhere. It takes 15 minutes from here.
That's if the fans don't mug you.
Yeah.
They're a
They know where
rowdy
you
bunch.
come from, Bob.
What's that?
They know where you come from. So, you know, they're not going to let you get away with anything.
Not even Santa Claus.
Mm-mm.
Yeah.
He's not safe.
Bob Stebbins, what are you doing these days?
I'm retired. I do nothing.
All right. I love that.
No,
Well,
I
you
just,
gotta work at doing nothing.
no, we play a lot of cards and bridge, samba, Mexican train. lots
Somebody
of-
who knows how to play bridge.
I'm in a retirement community and it's a 55 plus deal. So there's lots of senior activities.
Where's
How
this
far are you
now,
from
Bob? Where's this? Where are
About
you?
50, 60 miles out of Atlanta, northeast.
Oh,
Oh, okay.
Oh,
You're not really-
Far
really-
from Herb.
Yeah, I'm not that far from Herb, although we've not seen each other yet.
Okay. I guess he's busy tax season now.
Oh, okay. Is he still working?
As far as I know, yeah. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I can't even pronounce that word anymore. Whoa, whoa, whoa.
Work, yeah.
Who? How did you say it?
Hey, Bob, did you ever go down to Reynolds Plantation?
I had a friend that was living down there. I have not seen it. I've seen lots of pictures of it. It's beautiful and a nice golf course, a nice lake.
Yeah,
Yes.
I've played golf there a few times. It's beautiful. Should go visit your friend. Are you a
Well,
golfer?
He moved to
Are you a
Florida.
golfer?
I used to
Are
be.
you
I
a
gave it
golfer?
up. So you and Dick Evans, right? Playing together? His small world.
Hmm.
Dick Evans.
Yeah, well, he lives in Florida now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bob, how's your back from those treatments? Are you getting any closer to playing golf?
It's my neck and back are doing real well. Yeah, that has helped tremendous. I still have problems from the knees down. I don't have a lot of feeling in my legs below the knees, but which is hard for your balance. And I try to stay off ladders. That's not a good
Idea,
place.
Bob. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sell the ladder.
So will you golf this spring or summer?
I'm gonna try. We'll
Good
see.
for you.
I'm not moving up to the ladies' tees just yet, though.
Yeah.
I'll wait for that. I just hope to get out there. I don't even care what I shoot, just to get out on the course again.
It
You
feels
play
so
the-
good, doesn't it?
Are you a member of a
Yes.
club or do you play a public course?
No, there's a course that's from my front door to the first tee is about 7 minutes. So it's in a community.
Okay.
It's a 9-hole course, but they have different tees. So you play one set of tees, the front 9, and the second set of tees, the back 9. And got a lot of water on it.
Hmm.
And there's one hole there that I've never had so much trouble with. One hole is this one hole that's got a pond on the left, and the creek runs down the left of it, and then it cuts across the middle of the fairway, and then it goes back up the right, and then there's a pond behind the green, and bunkers around the green. I've taken 11 on that hole sometimes. It's just terrible.
How long is it?
3.
Oh, that's the longest hole there. It's
Oh,
480, maybe. It's a par 5.
boy, that's a long hole to have all that water.
I've got some scores to prove it too. I've never played one hole so consistently poorly. It's when I get to that hole, I don't know.
I'll take a 10.
I may this year just play a 5-iron the whole way down. I could probably do just as well doing that.
Do you hit a
Well,
driver?
having to
Anyway.
play
mostly?
it twice doesn't help either.
What's that? Yeah, playing it twice. Yeah. Well, the problem is on
Good one.
on the front 9, you might play the front tee, on the back 9, you play the back tee. Well, when you play the back tee, you now need a 3-wood or a 5-wood to clear that creek just to get over the other side of the creek. So you're better off just laying up and shooting an iron up the hill 150 yards. I don't know. I haven't figured that hole out yet. It's really got me.
One of the problems they've had in Jersey is communities like this that are, age restricted. There's a lot of them that are built around golf courses.
Right.
Mhm.
That's
Some
what
of the
this
golf
is.
courses have gone bankrupt, and the community found out they didn't own the golf course, and they were putting it up for sale for condos and all kinds of things. And there have been 2 or 3 golf courses that people paid a lot of money extra to be on the golf course, and now they're looking at 500 condos.
Yeah. Yeah. Now this has a waiting list of like 95 people. It's got tennis courts and a junior Olympic pool, which I used to swim a lot at. So hopefully I get my shoulder back and can start swimming again.
How is
Yeah,
your
that's a great-
shoulder, Bob?
Good
Yes,
exercise.
swimming's a great exercise. Hard, but it's a great exercise.
Well, that's why it's a good exercise. Because it's hard.
What's that?
I said, that's why it's a great exercise, because it's hard.
Yeah. Yeah. 2 of the lifeguards once asked me if I swam in college. I said, you obviously have never watched many college swimmers. I can't do that somersault turn off the wall. So obviously I didn't swim in high school or anything, but
But you have fun. That's the important thing.
yep.
Hey, Bob, have you ever heard
Easy
of
exercise.
Pine Valley Country Club?
Oh yeah. That's one course I've never played.
Well,
Yeah, I would love to play that.
that's about 7 miles from here.
Oh, is that right?
And in September, they have what they call the Crump Cup. And Crump was a guy that built the course in Stanley Clementon. And I've walked it many times. I haven't played it. And you just have to be able to hit your long irons to a really small green.
Yeah.
I would play that course absolutely like a disaster.
Pine Valley is always rated in the top 2, 3, 4 courses in the country.
And yeah,
I had a friend that a supplier from DuPont was a member there, so he got to play Pine Valley several times, and he said it's all you could ever want in a golf course.
If you're a scratch golfer, they say the first time you play it, you'll be 95 to 105.
I could believe it. Yeah.
It's that tough a course. And that's where they have the Crump Cup is all the top amateurs from the United States come there for a week and they're eliminated. And on a last Sunday of the tournament, you can walk around and follow the two guys that are left. And it's amazing. It's a great.
Do they have a nice clubhouse?
Not really. They have it nice, but there is no swimming. There is no pool. There is
Well, yeah,
no
that's
tennis
a real
courts.
golf. Yeah,
This is
that's a golf club.
strictly
Yeah.
golf.
Yeah, right.
And you cannot apply to be a member. They have to ask you to be a member.
Right.
And money doesn't buy you onto the course. You have
Right.
to be asked to come on. So
Yeah.
I'm not going to be asked. So
Dave, do you ever talk to Barry's wife?
yeah, I was speaking with her about 2 weeks ago.
How's she doing?
She's doing very well. She
Good.
still doesn't know what she really wants to do because she actually retired in like December. So she could take care of him. He was so sick.
Yeah.
And that was only like a couple months before he passed away.
Yeah.
And so she's sort of trying to decide what she wants to do. Because
Where do their kids live?
they're both in South Jersey.
Okay.
Little Barry, what I call Little Barry, he was like Tree. Okay. You remember Tree?
Yeah. What was
Yeah.
6'6", something that way?
Yeah, well, yeah, that's Little Barry. He's divorced, but he has two girls. He lives in actually Barry's house. Right before Barry passed. He and his wife moved down permanently to Ocean City. And make a long story short, Little Barry sold his house. They sold their house in Sewell to him, and they just took off and kept the house down in Shore. But and then he had a daughter who she's an art teacher down at one of the schools here. She has three daughters. And then they had an older daughter from a previous marriage for her. Really great girl. She lives down by Brigantine, which is down at the shore, right near Atlantic City. So they're all down there, and she's just deciding what course she wants to take, whether she wants to go back to school, if she wants to teach, so. But
This is Barry's wife you're talking about?
yeah.
Oh, well, how
She's
old is she? How old is she?
She's probably about 68, 70. And yeah. But
In Jersey, there's a real shortage of teachers. I was reading an article yesterday, Patterson, New Jersey, that's where Mike Esposito was from, recently hired 149 teachers. They were paying a $7,500 sign-on bonus. That's what they were doing to get teachers, because a lot of schools, a lot of school districts can't get enough teachers.
But she doesn't know whether she wants to live down there
Yeah.
permanently or move up more or less towards Sewell, where Barry and her lived for many, many years. So we stay in touch.
Well, tell her we're all thinking of her.
I certainly will. Certainly will. Yeah.
Danny Ulmer was going to join, but he had that hearing loss, that sudden hearing loss.
Yeah.
And I've corresponded with him a couple of times. He was going to try and join this meeting, but obviously he didn't. And he is such a good guy. That's got to be
Sure
hard.
is.
Yeah.
He said it was
Yeah.
improving a little bit, so hopefully he gets it, most of it back.
Yeah. John, how are you communicating with him? Email or?
Email, Mark, somebody who I didn't really know, Jackson, or was on the call one time, Morris, maybe 4 months ago, and he was on
Mark
only by phone. Mark who?
Masterton?
Yeah, I don't remember him, but I said, well, do you have his
Oh,
email?
I
Because
do.
I remember you, we're real good friends with him. But he gave the email. I guess I could look it up on the phone and give it to you guys if anybody wants to call him. Email him.
Keeping records.
Yeah, I think if you look at the distribution list, when I send out the activities, he's on there and his email address
Yeah.
would be in there.
Did you send out that list that you have, Mark? You said if somebody wanted one, you'd send it out?
Yeah, I haven't sent it out recently. It's been a while since I sent it.
If you think about it, throw a copy in the
All right.
mail or email it to me, will you?
All right, yeah, absolutely.
Anyway, if you don't have it, it was D Ulmer
Right.
01@gmail.com. So D Ulmer 01@gmail.com.
Yeah, drop him a line. Yeah, he's a good
He
guy.
was a credit to the fraternity.
Yep, he was.
And how about Dave Brock? I see him joining and he looks like he's ill, obviously. You got to root for him and pray for him. What's going on with Dave?
He's had a lot of things going on with him. He's been in and out of the hospitals, and so forth. He was here last month and he came in late. And what did he stay, Gary, for maybe 20 minutes?
long.
15
minutes, maybe.
15 minutes he stayed.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then left. I think physically he's having a real tough time.
That's a shame. He was a good athlete and really did a lot when he was there to help in the sports arena for us.
Yeah. Yeah.
Good enough.
Sam, say something exciting.
Something exciting. I got a question for John. When were you? What semester did you pledge the fraternity? Was it the summer of 68?
Summer of 67.
67. Okay, summer of 67.
And I was benefit. I got to graduate in 71 just before everything went down.
Okay.
And I was no more ready for college than the man in the moon. I was 17 years old and was pledged, became a member, and was in my first semester at college at 17. And I'm like, and I remember one of the fun things though was Bob Burrell, when he heard that I knew what the word golf meant, he took me in his little white car and we'd go out to whatever that course was. And I got to play at least a couple of times with him. And that was actually a thrill considering he was a member and I was a lowly rhino.
Did you meet him?
I was John. I was the only guy that blackballed you.
Thank you.
I didn't like the way you carried I thought you carried my bag. I don't remember playing with you.
Yeah, no.
I thought you were my caddy.
Yeah. Well, you were my daddy, so I guess it worked out.
Yeah, I'm probably still old enough to be your daddy too.
Oh, I don't know. I'm 73, so I'm gaining on you guys.
You are such a youngster.
Thank
You're
you.
not gaining.
You are such a youngster. You look good too. So
Eileen, send money to him.
Yeah, I said you look better now than you did in college.
Well, thank you. Send more money to Burrell.
He needs it. I need those golf dues.
Yeah, and for that Buffalo trip, and especially that lunch. with the granddaughter.
Yeah. Yeah.
Bob Stebbins,
Yes, sir.
I miss your jokes. I haven't seen any jokes from you lately.
Via Facebook or email.
Email. Well, I don't think they're appropriate for Facebook, buddy.
Well, that's probably true. Well, some of my sources have dried up.
Oh, okay.
Some died, unfortunately. But
I love these jokes. I mean, I pass them around to everybody.
sure you can.
You do.
Bob Stebbins,
Yes.
you never did finish. What did you do with that car? The
I
old,
don't remember, Gary. I sold it. I think when I went in the Army, I got rid of it.
did you?
Yeah.
Which car was
Should've
this?
kept it.
That
Which car was this?
64 holes, the black car.
Oh, the black. Yeah, that was a runner. That was a
No
runner.
kidding, what that was.
That was
Yeah.
a great car. Yeah. Yeah.
First car I remember that had mag wheels.
No, I didn't have mag wheels on it.
Yes, you did. On the front, you did.
On the front
You did.
only?
Yes, you only had.
They're expensive.
That was my 54 Buick.
It was really cool. No, the olds was a runner. It was good.
You remember our
Stole the
51
front
Ford,
wheels.
Sam?
Absolutely. I
Ah,
always wanted a 51 Ford convertible, and I had one for a short while.
yeah, less than a week. Blue water jacket.
$50 special, huh?
That's right.
Oh, at the auction.
No, I sold it back to the junkyard for 10
Who was
bucks
the
for the
guy?
battery.
Who was the guy that had the black hearse?
He was from Massachusetts too. He was only there like a year though.
Yeah.
Who had
I
it?
can't remember.
Did any of you guys destroy a car when you got out there, when you drove it out? Remember outside of the dorm? They used to use sledgehammers.
Oh, yeah.
and play bumper cars with their old junk cars. Once they, if they made it to Scotts Bluff, then the car was destroyed. And the school had to get junkyards to come in and pick them up and take them away.
Didn't they have a couple that they set on fire?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, they'd soak them down with gasoline for like a week before. And then one night, they'd go and toss a match in and there to go.
Yeah.
How do we survive?
Such noble human beings.
I was thinking the other day that, back in those days, you wanted to go someplace, you have a car, you got out on the road, you stuck your thumb out. And somebody would always pick you up, right?
Mhm. Yeah.
Never a problem. You would know more hitchhike today than the man in the moon,
Yeah.
We were talking
Unbelievable.
about that. Yeah. I used to do that all over South Jersey.
Yeah. I remember when I was in the Army, I hitchhiked from North Carolina back to Maryland and didn't think a thing about it, and hitchhiked back. Now, it's
Today you probably wouldn't want to get in a car with
oh,
anybody.
exactly.
that
That's
stops.
right. You wouldn't, you want to get in a car, you wouldn't pick the guy up either way, So, so many things.
Once I was in Iowa trying to hitchhike, and I never thought I was going to get out of that damn state. Nobody would ever pick me up. And I don't even remember what the hell I was doing in Iowa hitchhiking.
Yeah, I was going to ask you what the hell were you doing?
Sam, I've thought about that for years, and I have no idea why I was there or how I got there. Spaceship dropped me off there or something. I don't know. And honest to God, I thought I was never going to get out of Iowa.
Big state. I'll never forget.
When I would drive home from Scotts Bluff, which wasn't often, because I didn't go home much. When I got to Chicago, I felt like I was almost home. It's so long through Nebraska and Iowa and Illinois. So damn much corn. It's just incredible how long that is.
500 miles across Nebraska. That's
Mm.
a day's drive.
Yeah.
And then Iowa is a big state, and then you got to go up all the way
Yeah.
from Illinois to Chicago. That's a long haul. When you do get to Chicago, then it's pretty quick to Pittsburgh.
I've
Anyway.
done it with one way with 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and I've driven it by myself. All the way out, because I flew home my senior year to pick up a car, a 64 Chevy and Impala, and I flew home, and we were having some kind of a dance, and I had to be back, and I flew home on a Thursday. Friday morning, I got up. We had to go into Philly and make arrangements for the loan, my mother and I. And then I brought it home, had it fixed, oil changed. I left the same night to go out to Morris's. And then he and Rose got in the car and we drove the rest of the way to Scotts Bluff. And I was back for Saturday nights. It was like a semi-formal. And I forget why, or for what reason. But yeah, I've driven it with a number of people in the car. And it would take us 36 hours nonstop.
Drive it straight through. Yep.
Yep.
I know from here to Chicago, it's 12 hours.
You're driving too
Right.
fast.
Yeah.
You're running at about 90 miles an hour.
My grandson got a scholarship to University of Illinois for football.
Oh, good.
So we're going out there. Yeah, he signed and he's got his papers all done, and the university even accepted him.
Nice.
And, so we'll be going out there for football games. And his parents went out there 2 or 3 times while they were recruiting him. And they drove it, and it was 12 hours to Champaign.
Champaign
Now,
Urbana.
Yeah.
Is he gonna be a freshman this coming year, Morris, or is he?
Yeah.
He'll be a freshman this coming
Yeah.
year.
Yeah, but he was reclassed in high school. A private school recruited him when he was a sophomore and reclassed him. So he was really an older, he's 18 going on 19.
That'll work to his advantage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, the coaches have told him that he will be on the traveling team this year and to expect to play.
Linebacker.
No, tackle and guard.
Wow.
Tackle and guard. Yeah, Zach is 6'6" and 300 pounds.
Oh my. Wow.
You
Press
don't
up
know either.
like 450 pounds, 500 pounds a dozen times, and that kind of stuff.
You
Can
know
you-
what his number? You know what
70,
his number's gonna?
70.
Sorry, 70.
Yeah.
Fighting Illini.
Illinois' got a good coach.
Yeah, they do.
They almost.
Well, that's why
they
he went-
almost
he
beat
got-
Michigan.
He got recruited by a lot of schools and a lot of offers. And, it was just Belima, the head coach out there, and the offensive coach just impressed him and his parents. And he
Yeah.
almost went to West Virginia and Pitt were the other two that were coming after him pretty hard, but he wound up with Illinois was his final choice.
It was probably a good choice.
Yeah.
Yeah, Illinois is gonna have a good football team. They got a good coach.
They are.
There are a lot of good coaches now in the Big Ten. It's
Yeah, there are.
with USC and UCLA coming into that conference, it's it'll be a tough conference.
Yeah. Yeah. And Nebraska may be better this year.
Yeah, I think they got themselves a good coach.
That's a crying shame. They used to be one of the top schools.
Yep.
in sports, for football.
Yeah, I always wish Nebraska had been in the Big Ten when Osborne was there. It would have been good to see how they would have
Oh,
done
yeah.
there.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I think they made a good coaching hire, so hopefully in a couple of years you can get that
Yeah.
rolling again.
Well, it seems to be moving, but he said, don't expect them to. He said he'd be very happy if they go to a bowl this year.
I think that would be asking a lot, but
Yeah. Yeah.
he needs 2 or 3 years and then he'll get it rolling.
Yeah.
And another good guy went to Wisconsin. So, man, there are some good coaches in that league.
Right. Yeah.
And the
Well,
guy at Rutgers, he'll get that school going.
Yeah.
He's a good coach.
Yeah.
Just got to stop Penn State from stealing all those guys out of New Jersey.
Yeah. Yeah.
Get the SEC. Now that I'm a Southerner,
That's
go Dogs.
Didn't
a
they win?
that's a semi-professional team there.
Yeah.
Good coach.
Yeah.
Yeah, good recruiter.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. They're the Nebraska of 94, 95 in that stretch. When Nebraska was winning 3 out of 4, we won national championship 3 out of 4 years.
Wasn't it Georgia just won the national championship? Was
Yeah.
that Georgia? Yeah.
Back to back.
Second in a row,
Oh, back to back. Okay.
back to back. Yeah.
And they won it handily.
As you
Yeah.
can tell, I'm an avid football fan.
Yeah,
I'm into basketball though, guys. I thought UConn was going to really go bonkers this year, but they're kind of disappointing me.
who's that?
UConn.
Oh, you can.
Yeah, this is kind of a down year for them compared to.
Well, no, they were up to number 2 in the AP polls on 1st of January. Now they're at the 24 and lucky to be that high.
That's what I say. It's, they were up on their reputation of prior years, and
Yeah. Well, they had some pretty good players, though. So,
They certainly
I won't
have
give up on
women's basketball.
women's basketball. Yeah, they're awesome. They're awesome.
Yeah. Always wondered how that coach, that's the women's coach at UConn, would have done as a men's coach. Would have been interesting to see how he would have done.
Yeah, he's. I don't think he ever coached men. I think he's always coached men.
Yeah,
So,
I think
But he's been at UConn a number of years. I think UConn maybe he's only college that he's coached at, to tell you the truth, because he started out really young coaching there.
yeah, he's been there a lot of years.
They think he's a god.
They usually, who's their big competition, the girls up there?
The girls, probably
Stanford.
Is it
South
Tennessee?
Carolina, Stanford. Used to be actually Notre Dame beat them in a game this year.
Really?
Tennessee.
Used to be Tennessee, but
Tennessee.
Tennessee hasn't been much since Pat Summer
yeah,
Yeah,
coaching there. It's amazing what a coach can bring to a team,
yeah.
And look at Duke. Krzyzewski retires last year. Now they're not even in the top 25. So who knows?
Yeah, I wouldn't want to be a coach following Krzyzewski. It's
Oh, yeah. Tell me
Yeah.
about it.
like following Vince Lombardi or Bobby Knight or somebody like that.
Yep.
Hey, John Archibald, do you do any
Yes, sir.
hunting up there in Idaho?
No, but I shoot at least once a week. Outdoors. I went the other day, it was 19 degrees, but it was sunny. So it was fine. Trying to hone the skills of moving and shooting and drawing and shooting without going too fast. Slow is better. Slow is fast, frankly, when you take your time. So I'm really enjoying that, but I haven't gotten into hunting.
Okay.
Are you doing that with a pistol or shotgun?
No, pistols. I've got a few pistols. I never had a gun until I moved here. And the golf was hard for me with all the surgeries. So I took that up, and it's kind of like golf that there isn't any shortstop or guard or center you can blame. It's you. So
Yeah, right.
I'm enjoying that part of it, that it's me if it's good and it's me if it's bad.
Doesn't Idaho have, you can open carry a weapon, can't you?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Yeah.
But if you open carry, I think you make yourself a target for whatever the knucklehead might be around you, which
That's
there's
true.
very little of that here because
Oh, it's very
people
little of
know
it.
that
Okay.
everybody carries. So the concealed carry is more the thing.
Oh, okay.
Were you talking about drawing and shooting, John?
Yeah.
I'd be shooting my toe off or something doing that.
Well, I'll get back to you when that happens.
You already got enough problems, huh, Bob?
As long as it misses, as
John,
long as it
that'll-
misses my pecker.
Hey, John, have somebody take a video of you with your phone or something that way, and I'll give you some instructions to get it to me, and we'll put it up so everybody can see you doing some stuff.
I can pretend I shot my toe off for Bob.
You'll need more than a NUCA doctor for that.
Oh,
Geez.
Sam, are you still riding your bicycle this time of year?
No. It's getting cold. Actually, I don't really ride it too much up here in Connecticut. It's mostly down to shore. It's nice and flat down to shore, and up here it's not. So
Yeah.
I'm approaching the EV bike.
oh yeah.
Yeah, I've got an EV bike, but I try not to use it as much because I don't get as much exercise on that as a regular bike. But
Yep.
I'm approaching that more.
They're great.
Yeah, they are. They are. And if you use it as like, just think of it as a pedal assist rather than, depending on the full battery to cart you around, it works a lot better.
So you're lying to yourself because we know you use it full time. Okay, Sam, hang on. I'll show you old people's bikes.
Okay.
Bicycle.
I don't know if that's right, Stebbins. See if I can do this right. There's Eileen's
All right.
and there's mine.
Oh, right. Yeah. Okay. Cool.
They're fun.
Very nice.
Yeah.
Well, it's not very flat in Idaho, is it?
Where we are right now, it is, but yeah, you can find some great places. I avoid them.
Now, are you more southern Idaho or more middle
No,
or
near Boise.
Well, okay. Okay.
Oh my gosh, I got scallops and rice. Woohoo!
Uh-huh.
I'll be eating and listening to you guys for a little bit.
Is that your wife that's out there?
Yeah, she just delivered scallops.
Let's see your wife. I won't say what you said. I don't want to get you in
She's got
trouble.
clients in there, so she'll have to.
You what?
Nothing. I better not say it again.
Yeah, keep your mouth shut, John.
I'll have next month. We'll do a cameo next month with her.
Don't want to get
I'm
in
at my
trouble, buddy.
workbench.
Yeah. As soon as he starts to eat something, everybody ask him a question.
Mm.
So this is where you live.
Nicola, you're very quiet tonight.
Who, me?
You.
I got nothing to say. I'm listening to you guys. I'm enjoying myself.
You could impart some wisdom.
We need some participation from the
Okay, John, I
herd.
got a question.
Well,
for you,
hey, John, what's the
They want
black
you to
car
come on
behind you?
as a cameo next month. You're coming on a cameo.
He sounds enthusiastic about that.
She will.
Yeah, you have it. Yeah, right.
So what's the car behind you?
It's Mercedes S550. But the
Nice.
truck, I drive the truck more. Well, it's really an SUV, the Tahoe Denali. I like that.
So where did you live in California?
Ventura County, outside of LA County, and worked down in 90210, the beautiful Beverly Hills, for a lot of years. Construction for 40 years, and
Did you have a construction company?
I did for 5 years, but I was 25 years with the big outfit. I mean, we did probably 1,500 homes and 7,500 apartments. So
Building from
we would
scratch?
build them and then we would operate them, rent them,
Oh.
do the rentals and everything. And on the homes,
Next-
we'd build them and we'd have our own sales force do the sales.
Huh.
I was in purchasing, and then it doesn't matter. It was a good run.
Good.
Yeah.
What was the name of the company?
Kasdan Company, Casden. He was a single owner, solo owner. And it was all of
You must
us for him despite him. You know, we had a good team, but he was a jackass.
Yeah, but he was making all the money.
Mm-hmm. And overpaying us.
No complaints there, huh?
I kept quiet.
There you go. Keep your mouth shut and head down and look busy, huh?
You were there, Sam.
John, I got a question for you. John Scola,
Yeah,
back at school, were your roommates Andy Abeleys and Pete LaBella?
yeah, and Herzog.
And hers, okay, that was the four of you, okay.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah, that was the first year.
okay. I didn't really click it until I get the jabs between you and Andy, and I go, those guys must have been a lot closer than I thought they were, you know. So,
Yeah, that was sort of four odd couple there. Four-way odd couples.
actually, those were distinct personalities, all four of you. You certainly had
Most
different
definitely.
personalities, that's for sure.
A lot of fights.
I can imagine. Because I remember Herzog had a temper back then.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
Pete being a New York boy, he was pretty adamant about, he's whatever he thought, and
Well, Pete was always boisterous. He
yeah.
didn't have a
He
lot
was
of
from Brooklyn.
meat
What
to
he
back
said.
him up. But and,
You ever talk
Andy
to
just
Ron?
could be annoying as
John?
hell.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. He'd come in the room and go "Bleh, bleh, like that. Drive Pete nuts.
Hey, John, do you ever talk to Ron?
No, I haven't. We took that Chicago trip, and that's the last I've seen of him.
I've tried to get Peter to talk to him once in a while, and I keep trying to get him to get on this telecast with us, but for some reason he won't.
There was a picture of Ron on Facebook just within the last week or two.
Yeah,
And,
it was.
and I think I would have known him. I did recognize him, so, which I guess is a good thing after 50 years. So
He looks like John
Yeah.
Goodman.
yep. And he's in Texas too, right?
Yeah.
Who are you talking about?
Ron Herzog.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Yeah, Pete's tried to get him a number of times, to join in this, and he says, yeah. And
Was
then,
he from Jersey? Originally Herzog?
Yeah, he was originally from Jersey. Yeah, I don't know
think
where. I'm not sure where, but
It could be Collingswood. I think he,
no, that was Carmen DeCinqua.
Carmen
Collingswood.
DeCinco, you're right.
Yeah.
He went to school with Barry.
Oh, he did. I didn't know that.
Oh, yeah, because, he lived in Collingswood, but Barry lived in Laurel Springs. But Barry went to Collingswood High School.
Oh, okay.
And so that's that click. But, no, we're,
anybody hear anything from Jim Marino, or remember him? Jim was from Philly.
yeah.
I don't know if I told you this, but it goes back a number of years. I met Jim in Vietnam. He was not that far stationed that far away from me, and he worked for Stars and Stripes, and he would go wherever he wanted to go.
Hmm.
And that was probably 1970 was the last time I saw him. Oh, but of course that's
Another
50 years ago.
Another guy was Andy Hawkins. I don't know why we can't get him on here either.
Yeah.
Mr. Budweiser.
Well, the list that goes out, there's 24, I think, people on it. But, the vast majority, for whatever reason, don't. I think the most we've ever had is about a dozen.
I think the first time or two we did it, we had about probably a dozen.
Yeah.
Well, I do appreciate what you do, Morris. I don't know how much effort it takes.
Sure, I'm good at that.
I don't know how much effort it takes to do the thing, but I did.
It's
I
just
do
a
appreciate
tremendous amount of work.
just a month. Takes a whole month, huh?
Yeah, yeah. I'll start working on the next one tonight and
Yeah.
probably 400 or 500 hours.
Well,
Thanks for keeping
I
us
for one
together.
appreciate it. If
Yeah.
it wasn't for you,
You're
we wouldn't be
great.
doing it at all.
Yeah, it's great. It's great
John's back.
hearing and seeing you
I
guys.
finished.
Yeah.
How's dinner there, John?
Mm,
Mm.
it was good. Mm.
A story about Jim Marino. Obviously, I was from Nebraska and didn't know much about the East Coast or anything. And one of the trips Gary and I came back, we dropped off Jim Marino in Philly, and it was a row house. And I had never seen row houses. I didn't even know they connected houses together like that. And all the cars were parked half on the street and half on the sidewalk, and so forth. And it looked kind of seedy, like maybe I shouldn't be in this neighborhood. And walked in the door, and it was 3-story. Walk up, gorgeous crystal chandeliers. I mean, just absolutely fantastic. And Jim said, "Yeah, nobody spends any money on the outside of their house because everybody steals it. So they spend it on the But I had never seen row houses before.
Boy, Rose really brought you out, didn't she?
She did. Her and Gary.
You poor Nebraska
They
boy.
both of them.
You poor Nebraska boy, and you just saw the big time you get to the East Coast, huh?
Yeah. Yeah, I made the smart decision when she graduated 2 years before I did, and then I graduated in 70. She had a job and I didn't. I said, let's see, I can never come out here where neither one of us has a job, or I can go out there where at least one of us has a job.
Yeah.
So I moved to Jersey. And I was actually supposed to go to Mike Esposito's dad was deputy chief of police of Patterson, New Jersey. And he had made arrangements for me to work for the Patterson Police Force and for undercover for DEA. And I thought it was cool. It was neat and exciting, gonna be. And my family was not in favor of it, and Rosemary was not in favor of
Yeah,
it.
that could get you killed there, Morris.
And I met a couple of guys in the reserves that did that kind of work, and they were both in the process of getting divorced. And I said, well, let's see, which do I want to do more? Do I want to do the cops and robbers stuff and be cool, or do I want to get married? And I decided I wanted to get married.
You made the
Good
right
decision.
Made the right choice.
So I went and got a teaching job instead.
You were talking about people that don't get on this, and I found out about it from Bob. Somehow I replied to something. I saw him on Facebook, and he let me know about it. So there may be obviously people that don't know about it. You certainly send out a list, and all those people choose to go their way in their life. But to me, this is just a bonus to laugh with you guys and to hear all this stuff.
Yeah, listen, obviously, anybody that that you can talk into it, just share the link with them and have them come in and let them know, like Dave did last week or last month, they can stay for 10 minutes or a couple hours.
Yeah.
I've certainly enjoyed the conversation, seeing some of you guys, where you're living, what you're doing. Some of the laughs from the time we spent out there together. And, I enjoy it.
Yeah, it's great.
Yeah.
Does anybody, do you remember Jim Roberto?
Oh, yeah. Z-Man.
I think he was from Buffalo.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, Jim. Yeah, he is. Yeah.
Yeah, he was a real good guy.
Very nice guy.
I think he's still in Buffalo. The reason
I have to look him up when I go on my vacation.
Yeah.
there you go.
Your winter. Yeah.
Vacation.
Yeah.
Bob, you're the only person I know that goes to Buffalo in the middle of winter.
Well, the good thing about that is my wife's from Buffalo, And those people sleep with the window open all winter.
Oh, my God.
And I love, well, I love to sleep with the window open. It's probably 40 degrees in our bedroom at night with
Oh
the
my
fan
God.
on. And it's great.
Oh, no, no,
It is great.
I
Oh,
do
that's
the
cool.
same
That makes
thing.
sense.
you do?
Yeah, we have a window open and sometimes we put on the ceiling fan and we don't run the heat at night. It's good
Rebecca,
sleeping weather.
yeah.
Hey, Hans.
Take a cold
None of
shower in the
these
morning
guys are
and you're
nuts
never
like
cold.
you. Hmm.
I don't do that. I take a hot shower in the morning.
Well, I take a hot one, then I take a cold one, and you're never cold.
Hmm.
If I just got out in a hot shower, I'd be cold. If you take a cold shower after a hot shower, might take you 3 weeks to get used to it, but I never walk. It's like 20 degrees here outside. I don't walk around with a coat on. People think I'm crazy, but I'm not cold.
Wow.
No, we turned down the heat to 67 at night,
Yeah, that's what we
70
did.
during the day,
What are you guys doing today?
70.
Wow.
And we turn it down to 60 at night, 65 during the day.
I'm with you, Gary.
Yep, just,
This past month, I got my most expensive gas bill and my most expensive electric bill. That's suddenly you see how inflation hits you. It's
Yeah.
like, oh my God, it's like $100 more a month.
How much was it?
The gas bill was almost $500 and the
Wow.
and electric bill was $4 something. So
Oh my God.
Yeah, we got a
Yeah.
gas bill like that a couple of months ago.
yeah, it's like that was suddenly sticker shock to me. You know?
my total is 250 a month for gas and electric.
Wow, it's great.
I had this house when we bought it. I had insulation blown up. When I had the siding put on, I had it all totally insulated. And, you know, it really made a difference.
Yeah, it does.
Before I had the blown in insulation, it was probably 10 degrees hotter in this house in the summertime.
Uh-huh.
Mm,
And after I did that, it really, 10 degrees difference.
Yeah.
Stayed
Yeah.
cooler.
nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's probably something we should do because ours was, when they built the house, put in, 20 years ago. And after a while, it settles and, get to the point where it's not as effective.
Well, we've been in this house for 48 years. So
Wow.
I was going to buy another house about 3 miles from here. And by the time I had it inspected, it had more problems than this did. So I said, okay, I spent the money on the basement for the kids and pool table and the TV and the computers and all that. And now it's just the two of us, so this is perfect. 3-bedroom rancher.
Nice.
I guess they're gonna wheel you out of there, Gary.
Do you still have the pool table?
Oh, yeah. Yep.
When we moved in here, I bought a really, really nice pool table and we have had a room for it. And as the kids got older and they didn't come as much and so forth, and I didn't play that much, I decided to get rid of it. And so I tried to sell it and nobody wanted to buy it. And this was a nice table. It was about an $8,000 table.
Mm,
So I decided, well, let me see if I can give it away. Because I didn't want to just chop it up. And a guy in a club I was in had a friend who was building a man cave in his garage. And he said, let me talk to him. So this guy called me and he asked a couple of questions about it. And he says, well, are you giving it away? And I said, yeah. I said, but you got to come and get it. And, you probably have to take it apart to get it out of the house and so forth. So he decided to. About a week later, there's a knock at the door and guy's there. And I look at him and, I'm at that point probably 75 and he's got to be 80, or more. And so I said, you're going to need some help. And he says, yeah, I got a couple of guys with me. We'll take care of it. And 2 guys walk up behind him. They're older than he is. I mean, they're like from 80 to 85. And he had watched YouTube videos of how to disassemble a pool table. And he knew everything about it. And they took it apart very carefully. I didn't know on pool tables, on the slate, there's 3 pieces of slate in it. And they put a business card between them as spacers and then put wax in it. And I didn't know that. And when he took the felt off, it was there and so forth, but he got it completely apart. And about a year later, I got a picture from him and he had it all set up. He assembled it, watched the YouTube video again and assembled it back. But those 3 guys carried that pool table out, piece by piece and put it in the van and took it home. But it was amazing when he says, yeah, I got a couple of guys to help me. And the other 2 guys walked up behind him, could barely walk.
Yeah, just before Thanksgiving, I finally got all the crap off the top of it. and my grandkids were coming over and playing with it, but nobody wants it.
No.
The store that I bought it from, the guy at Antique Pool Tables, but I bought a brand new one, and I played for many years, and then nobody wants it.
Yeah.
No, I can't sell it, can't give it away.
Yeah.
My son doesn't want it.
Yeah. So where the pool table was, I had.
Was it at?
Go ahead.
Was it at Buddy's bar where they used to play snooker?
Yeah.
They had a game snookers out
Do
there.
you remember that?
Was it snookers or billiards?
I thought it was bumper pool at Buddy's.
Probably.
But
I think
somebody
the snooker,
said-
the tables were at that another bar.
there was another bar.
There's another
Up
bar,
towards
not off
the-
Main Street, but just off Main Street.
Right.
I think the pool tables were there.
Mm-hmm. And they
Yeah,
played, and the cushions were small, and the holes, the pockets were small.
Snooker.
Yeah.
the balls are red and white. I
Mhm.
don't remember the rules.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But know of anybody wants one.
Yeah.
No, hey, listen, one daughter just moved to Pennsylvania, just across the line, south of Trenton. And the house they bought, they decided to get new living room, dining room furniture and hutch and so forth. The one they had was really big and heavy wood and, good and solid and great shape. They could not find anybody to take it. Places that they could donate it to said, $500, you can give it to us. So finally they found a junk dealer that they could pay $150 to come and take it away. That's probably what you'll have to do with the pool table.
It's coming to that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it depends on whether you need the space or not.
I really
wanted the
don't.
space because I wanted to build. Rosemary has a large craft room upstairs for craft, but again, going up and down the stairs gets to be a problem. And so I had cabinets made and put a countertop like you'd put in a kitchen, a granite countertop on a craft table so that she could do it down here. And
Well, I had at one time a real nice woodworking shop downstairs.
Yep.
And I haven't been using it for years, so slowly but surely I'm getting rid of a lot of the saws and equipment, the woodworking equipment. I used to like to refinish furniture, and but no. Know anybody need some tools?
yeah, we just gave Stacy Rosemary's tour, all of her power tools. But I still have
Come on, Bob Stebbins.
a
Step
chair
up. You
in
need
our
some
living
tools.
room. When I met Rosemary, the first time I saw her, Dale Tamburini was having a party at a house that somebody rented out on East Avenue. And I happened to see Rosemary there, and I said, hey, I asked Dale, I said, give me a date with her. And about 2 weeks later, he called me and said, hey, you got a date with Rosemary for the, Christmas dance. And who is that? I had no idea that I had even asked for a date. So she was at the Park Hotel, and I sat in the Park Hotel in a big high back chair, wooden chair, an old Queen Anne style chair. And when she came out and saw her, and I was hooked. So at one point, before I left to move back to Jersey, I was in the Park Hotel, and they were closing it down and going to sell stuff and so forth. And I saw that chair, and I picked it up, and I walked out the door with it, and I've still got it.
That's great.
Good story. Good story. But, well, I'm going to drop off, guys. Till next month.
All right.
Take
All
care,
right,
Gary.
Gary.
Nice talking to you.
Be
Take care,
safe.
guys.
Be safe.
Take care.
Gary,
Come up with some more stories.
Yeah.
Think about it.
Bob Stebbins,
Huh?
still there? Is Bob Stebbins
Yes.
still there?
He's still
Sure.
here.
Bob,
yes.
you were my longest roommate,
Yeah, it was the 3 years
three semesters or,
yeah.
yeah.
It
Seemed
seemed
like
like
3
3 years.
Yeah.
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 All right. Stop
All right,
in
take care,
again,
Rick.
guys.
Take care,
Hey,
Gary.
we'll see you guys. I got to get going too.
All
Me
right,
too.
John.
Okay,
I'm
you
out,
guys-
I'm out too. So take care. Nice talking
John,
to you.
next
Bye.
time,
month.
bring enough for all of us.
Take care.
John Archibald, next time, bring enough for everybody.
Take care, guys.
All right. Next
All right,
time I'll get
guys.
home early enough to eat.
Yeah. Well, it's hard being retired. It takes a lot of work to be retired.
It's too much fun.
So I don't know whether you knew or not, or whether I told you, last fall, I ran for the Board of Education here. And turned out to be a woman's year. The top 3 vote getters were 3 women. There was only 3 women running. And all 3 women got elected. But I had some of the people come up to me just yesterday and met me at the grocery store and said, hey, we want you to do this again next year. And I said, not. I told you when I started that I'd do 1 year and that was it because it was a fill-in. But so I occupy myself otherwise.
Probably be a lot more productive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, besides that, now I don't have anybody to holler at me or anything else. Sam, what are you doing?
He left us.
Well,
And then he came
thinks
back.
he did. He thinks he did, but he actually didn't sign out.
Oh,
That's why it shows Sam Blades up there. Because he left, but he left his computer on.
Hmm.
So, well,
Hey, Bob, where are you living? You still in Detroit?
Well, I live about 25 miles north of Detroit. Nobody in his right mind would live in Detroit.
What?
Yeah.
Okay.
But I live in a town of about 75 to 80,000 people. It's got 3 high schools.
wow.
It's the robotics headquarters in the United States. There's several robotics companies here.
Oh, cool.
What city?
Probably
What city, Bob?
Rochester Hills.
Okay.
Have any of you guys seen in the news this Chat GPT?
yeah.
So I did a few things with it, the other day, and it is absolutely amazing. And I saw IBM has, announced and that and Microsoft and some of them that they're now going to start charging $20 a month for it. And they have finally, found a way to embed some code in it so that states that it's been, produced by Chat GPT. But that thing is absolutely amazing.
There was a student that flunked because the professor realized what had happened. The thing wrote the whole paper for the person, but it doesn't always get everything right. It has all the facts inside its mind, if you will, and it spews them out. And
well, the problem is if you don't know what you're asking, if you don't know anything about what you're asking, then that can happen, and you get stuff that's wrong. For instance, I asked a couple of silly questions, and stuff it put out was pretty accurate. And then part of my dissertation for my doctorate was on the clinical psychology of children as they grow, cognitive growth. And so I asked it, I said, outline Jean Piaget's, child development, cognitive development, the various stages, and give me examples of each one. And it, in about 30 seconds, pumped out about an 8-page paper outlining it. And I read it, and it was absolutely very accurate. Of course, the only way I knew that is because,
because you knew
taking my doctorate, but, you can put it in, you can put anything in there. It's still free right now, but it's just absolutely amazing. And then there's another one called DAL-E2.
I don't know that one.
And that one is also interesting because instead of kicking out a paper, it'll kick out images. So you could say, I want a picture of a cardinal in the wintertime sitting in a tree.
And you get a priest.
And boom, it's right out there. I mean, you can say, I want a picture of a guy wearing a fedora, with a trench coat and holding a rabbit. Boom. Yeah. I mean, just absolutely amazing.
I'm glad we're this old because I don't want to see what's coming.
Yeah. Well, they'll hide this, and I mean, it's free right now, just to action, and not only that, but now it increases the value of it. When companies throw a few more billion into it, and so forth. But and it's something that'll have its place in time, but it hasn't decided. They haven't decided what it is now. They're just pumping up the value of the company.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I absolutely agree with you that I'm the age I am because I don't want to see where we're headed.
Well, we're heading to heaven, so I mean, this is.
Aren't you optimistic?
No, I'm guaranteed. So,
Who guaranteed you?
Yeah, God.
God, he guaranteed you.
Yep, my faith. It's nothing I did; it's what He did. So.
Yeah.
But
it's never all bad. It's never all good.
Wish I was that confident.
Well, you can't be good enough to ever get there. Not you, but the royal we, at all.
Yeah, right. That's right.
But it's just a blessing. I've gone through such a transformation over the last, let's say 10 years, and certainly over the last 5 and 6, and it's just so humbling, and it's just, you're thankful for everything. It's just a different way of looking at things instead of me first, other centered, and
right,
and just
there's a peace about that.
Oh, so much
being at peace.
Yeah.
Oh, good for you.
Well, good for all of us, I mean,
absolutely.
We don't have to use this format pretty soon. We'll just be there.
Yeah, I'm just trying to get inside even if I'm by the dumpster.
You'll be in. And we don't deserve it. I've said the same thing. Look, I don't care what my mansion is. I don't care if it's a 1-car garage. To be there with God, to be in heaven for eternity, I don't deserve any of it, but I'll take it. And it's because He's giving it to me, not because I'm taking it.
Yep, that's true. Well,
I
I'm
think I'm gonna bow
say
out
good
here.
night. What's
Pardon,
that?
Bob?
I'm gonna bow
Bob's
out,
leaving.
guys. Good to see you
What's
guys.
that?
All
See you
right.
next month.
All right, Bob. Good to see you, buddy.
Take care, guys.
There.
See ya.
Bye.
Yeah. I'm leaving too. It's past my bedtime.
All right.
All right, buddy.
All right. See you
Thanks,
next month.
thanks for setting this up, Morris.
All right. Take care.
Okay, tell Rosemary we said hi.
Will do.
Take care. Good night.
If you know anybody out there that, you've been in contact or you come across, contact them, give them the date for next month, give me their address, or you can share the one I send you, or
Okay,
but it's always the first Thursday of the month.
okay. Have a good
All right.
night.
Take care, guys.
All right, Bob.
Good night.